The Mystery Shipwreck of Maine, a forgotten vessel beneath the waves. Off the rugged, storm-battered coast of Maine, where the Atlantic Ocean claws relentlessly at the shoreline, lies a haunting relic of the past, an ancient, skeletal shipwreck that has puzzled historians, locals, and divers for generations. Shrouded in fog and mystery, the wreckage whispers tales of a bygone era, when wooden hulls ruled the seas and not every ship made it safely to harbor. A ship emerges from the sands. The story begins not with a sinking, but with a storm. After a particularly vicious nor'easter in the winter of 2018, locals near York Beach were stunned to find a shipwreck partially unearthed by wind and waves. Jagged timbers, blackened and worn, jutted from the sand like bones from the earth, evidence of a long-lost vessel hidden beneath the beach for decades, maybe centuries. This wasn't the first time the wreck had surfaced. Older residents recalled seeing parts of it during storms as far back as the 1950s, yet each time it appeared, it vanished again beneath layers of shifting sand, as if the sea itself sought to keep the ship's secrets. Its appearance in 2018 drew the attention of not only curious beachgoers, but also maritime archaeologists, local historians, and media outlets who hoped to finally uncover the ship's identity. What was this ship? Experts quickly gathered to study the wreckage, attempting to unlock its identity. Through analysis of the wooden construction, fastenings, and design, the ship was estimated to be from the late 1700s to early 1800s, a time when New England was booming with maritime activity. Maine, then part of Massachusetts, was a bustling hub for shipbuilding, fishing, and international trade. The vessel likely measured around 60 to 70 feet long, and its construction, using trunnels, wooden pegs, instead of metal nails, suggested it was built in the traditional methods of early American shipwrights. Marine archaeologists speculated it could have been a coastal schooner or brig, perhaps used for hauling lumber, fish, or cargo along the eastern seaboard. These kinds of vessels were the workhorses of early American commerce, essential to sustaining trade routes and local economies. Some theories suggest it may have been a trading vessel, caught in a sudden storm and dashed upon the rocks. Others believe it was deliberately scuttled or beached, abandoned during the chaos of the 19th century's shifting industries. Ship owners facing financial ruin often abandon or wreck their ships to collect insurance, a practice that, while risky, was not unheard of. Theories and legends. As with any good mystery, the shipwreck comes wrapped in legend. Local folklore speaks of pirate ships, smuggling vessels, and lost treasure. While no gold has ever been found, and there's no confirmed pirate connection, the romantic possibilities continue to fuel curiosity. Children grew up hearing tales of ghost ships appearing in the fog, while older generations swore they saw flickering lights on stormy nights, phantom crews still tending to a long-lost mission. One intriguing theory ties the wreck to the War of 1812, during which British and American ships clashed along the coast. Could this be a casualty of war, sunk during a covert operation or blockade run? There are historical records of at least 2 ships that vanished off the Maine coast during that time, but none have been definitively linked to this wreck. Another possibility links it to the timber trade, where ships often carried vast loads of lumber from inland Maine to Boston, New York, or even the Caribbean. These vessels were frequently overburdened and sailed in treacherous conditions, an accident waiting to happen. If the wreck is indeed a lumber carrier, it would be a valuable piece in understanding the economic backbone of early American industry. Still, others wonder if this ship might have been part of the underground maritime economy, a network of seafarers operating outside the law, carrying untaxed goods, contraband, and sometimes even runaway slaves during the 1800s. Maine's rugged, rock-strewn coves made for excellent hiding places. Preservation versus nature. Preserving the wreck has proven difficult. Despite public interest and historical value, the shipwreck remains largely exposed to the whims of the ocean. Each year, the tide reclaims what it once revealed, slowly eroding the ancient wood and scattering its story. Even advanced conservation techniques face challenges when confronted with centuries-old materials that have been soaked in seawater, frozen by winter storms, and battered by relentless waves. However, efforts by the Maine Historic Preservation Commission, local universities, and dedicated volunteers have cataloged and documented the remains. Ground-penetrating radar and 3D scanning have helped preserve its memory digitally, even if the physical remains may one day be lost for good. There have even been discussions about building a small interpretive center or installing educational signage near the site, turning the wreck into a touchstone for local history and tourism. Why it matters. The Mystery Shipwreck of Maine is more than just decaying wood and salt-soaked beams. It's a symbol of the region's rich maritime past. It serves as a poignant reminder of the danger, adventure, and resilience that defined life along Maine's rugged coast. For historians, it's a rare glimpse into early American shipbuilding and trade. For archaeologists, it's a tantalizing puzzle that could yield new insights with each passing tide. For locals, it's a ghostly visitor from the past that returns now and then to stir the imagination. And for all of us, it's a story about how the sea never forgets, even when we do. In a world rapidly advancing in technology and speed, the wreck calls us back to a time when travel was perilous and the ocean was a vast and unpredictable frontier. It's a physical embodiment of stories untold, of lives lived and lost, and of the eternal struggle between man and nature. It also speaks to the human desire to remember, to honor the forgotten, and to reclaim a history nearly erased by time and tide. Schools and museums across Maine have begun including the shipwreck in educational programs, sparking new interest among younger generations in maritime archaeology and coastal stewardship. Conclusion. Though we may never learn the name of the ship or the fate of her crew, the wreck off York Beach remains a captivating enigma, a maritime time capsule buried in the sands of time. As storms rise and fall, it may reappear again, offering another chance to listen to its story and wonder. What secrets lie beneath Maine's tides? Perhaps one day technology or a forgotten journal will bring us closer to the truth. Until then, the Mystery Shipwreck of Maine waits, silent, weather-worn, and unwilling to give up all of its secrets. And maybe that's part of its magic. In its silence, it invites our imagination to sail again upon the restless Atlantic, chasing echoes of a past we are only just beginning to rediscover.